All right, NASCAR fans, we need to talk about something big, like franchise-defining big, because while everyone's been watching the chaos on track, the real move that could shape the future of the Cup Series just happened off the track. And I'm going to say it clearly, this may be one of the most important contract decisions we've seen in years. We're talking about a driver who is not just winning, he's rewriting history. A driver who entered 2026 and made a statement he's taking control. And now his team has made it clear they are building everything around him. Stay with me, because this is not just about a contract extension. This is about power, legacy, and what 23XI Racing is becoming right in front of us. And quickly, if you are a dedicated NASCAR fan, consider liking and subscribing. NASCAR Nation news continues to grow, and it's focused on real conversations from fans who follow this sport every week. Now, let's get into it. Here's the headline. Tyler Reddick has signed a multi-year extension to remain with 23XI Racing in the number 45 Toyota. On the surface, it may seem straightforward a top driver staying with his team, but this goes much deeper. Reddick is not just having a strong season, he is delivering one of the most dominant starts to a season in recent history. Let's break it down. First driver ever to win the opening 3 races of a season. Daytona 500 champion, 5 wins in the first 9 races. The first driver to achieve that since Dale Earnhardt in 1987. That is not simply a strong run. It places him in a rare category where the question becomes, is he about to define an era? 23XI Racing clearly believes so. When Denny Hamlin pursued Reddick in 2022, it was seen as aggressive, possibly even risky. At the time, Reddick was still with Richard Childress Racing, and the move was not scheduled until 2024. But Hamlin pushed forward, and he said then, franchise drivers don't come around that often. Now, that statement carries significant weight. This is exactly what he meant. Now, let's look at what this means for 23XI Racing. The organization, co-owned by Hamlin and Michael Jordan, has been steadily building, competitive but not yet dominant. Reddick changes that. He provides a legitimate championship contender every week, a driver capable of winning on any type of track, and most importantly, a long-term identity. At this point, it is clear the team runs through Tyler Reddick, not just this season, but for the foreseeable future. It's also important to consider the context of his career. Reddick's path has been built on persistence, back-to-back Xfinity Series titles in 2018 and 2019, full-time Cup debut in 2020, first win in 2022, regular season champion in 2024, followed by a challenging, winless 2025 season. And then, in 2026, a complete turnaround. That kind of response separates strong drivers from elite competitors. Now, turning to the playoffs. This extension brings stability. And in NASCAR, stability often leads to performance. With 5 wins already, Reddick is effectively secured for a deep playoff run. The focus shifts. It is no longer about qualifying. It is about execution and dominance. A long-term contract removes uncertainty. It allows full concentration. That presents a serious challenge for the rest of the field, which brings us to a broader question. What does this mean for the competition? When a team like 23XI Racing commits to a driver at this level, it sends a clear message. They are not simply competing. They are positioning themselves to lead. That creates pressure for organizations like Hendrick Motorsports, Gibbs Racing, and Team Penske. There is now another team establishing itself as a true contender. And this raises an interesting discussion. Are we seeing the rise of teams built around a single defining star? Organizations are increasingly identifying a centerpiece driver and aligning strategy, development, and resources around them. Reddick is clearly that driver for 23XI Racing. At the same time, there is always a balance to consider. Momentum can shift, performance can level out, competition adapts. That is part of the sport. This extension signals confidence, but it also raises expectations significantly. It suggests one clear message: this is their championship window, right now. So the question becomes, is this the move that establishes 23XI Racing as a future championship powerhouse? Or is it still too early to make that determination? Tyler Reddick is performing at an elite level, but championships require sustained execution under pressure. Now we want to hear your perspective. Is Tyler Reddick on track to define the next era of NASCAR, or is this a peak moment that may level out over time? Share your thoughts. And if you found this analysis valuable, be sure to like, subscribe, and stay connected with NASCAR Nation news for consistent race week coverage. We'll see you in the next update.